Hi everyone, welcome to this first webinar on the new updates of last quarter 3 of Google Workspace. So this is our first online event on the update, so thanks for taking the time to being here today together with us. A recorded version of the session will be made available afterwards on our YouTube channel, and of course we'd love to hear from you, so we have a Q&A session at the end of this event. And of course, if you have any other feedback for us regarding those updates in an online event, please let us know, as this is our first time as well. So for those of you who are joining only now, I'd like to welcome you again. And just watch the video, and at the end we have a couple of minutes left for Q&A session. So let's first start with a quick introduction. So who am I? I'm Julie Dux, working as a customer success manager at Forecast by Devo team for over more than 4 years. So I have experience with the G Suite, or now the Workspace technology. So I'm a big G Suite lover, and I'm a woman in technology as well, where I try to make my achievement in that area as well. So I'd like to present you today the Q3 updates of Google Workspace. So why do we have this online event? As your Google partner, we want to make sure that you receive updates on the new features or on changes that you have to make or that are important for your company. So therefore, we already sent some newsletter updates, but as well, we want to make the features or the functionalities a little bit more collaborative or interactive for you and bring the information on a personal level. So that's why we try out this first online event on updating you about the new technologies together with a Q&A functionality. So as customer success manager, that's my way to find out what our customers like or how they want to be informed. So please provide us with feedback afterwards if you liked what you saw today. So where can you actually now find information to be updated yourself? So there's a lot of different sources. I'll quickly recap them and then explain what is additional for you today. So of course, Google is updating its customers like ourselves as partners on a daily basis via different channels. So you have the Workspace update blog. You can just Google any update. You can subscribe for different newsletters. So there's lots and lots of information already available. But what we try to do with this online event is to have a Q&A additional as a functionality, so you can ask questions to us as your partner as well, and to explain actually more the features with, if possible, already live demos, because some features are still being rolled out. So that's what we try to achieve, to make it more personal, more in-depth, and for you to provide a way to ask your questions if you would have them. So please share your questions at the end of the session. Now let's move on to the first update or major new functionality that we want to introduce, and that's the Gmail experience. So as Google introduced in beginning of July, they will start rolling out, as of September already, a new Gmail integrated experience. So what is this actually all about? Let's just have a look at the recap and then move on to the detailed functionalities. So first, the main goal with Gmail experience is collaboration in action. What Gmail or what Google did with Gmail is that it bundled all the application that you need for collaboration and for communication into the Gmail web interface and on mobile as well. So what this includes are different functionalities that you have now new available. So let's quickly go over them one by one, and then I can show you together with my colleague Charlotte, who is waiting for the demo. So what this will bring is that within the Gmail application, Gmail is actually used as a formal and structured way of communicating. So it's easy to share detailed information and to schedule messages, but that remains the goal of email separately. What Google wants to do with chat and chat enabling in Gmail is that you can, even from this one interface, have a fast and informal way to communicate. So to have a one-on-one, to provide informal information or express yourself by using emotions. So that's really what chat is about. but me making chat available in the Gmail interface, you have both communication ways available in one screen. Let's move to extended version of that. So of course, Google Meet has been integrated together with chat into Gmail, offering you a one-click approach to start a video conference. So very immediate, or when you're working from home, like now with the COVID days, it's very easy that you have all in one screen available. And then of course, the biggest improvement is or comes with the rooms. So within chat, you can just have a one-on-one chat, but rooms are specifically created to collaborate with teams based on project, based on topics, and actually to share only project-related documents. You can even in those rooms, and functionality that I very much love is to assign tasks and to share the files and keep them in sync in this room. So in order for you to have a view on how all of this works, I'll quickly have a demonstration with Charlotte being available as well. So let's move here to my mail interface. So I'll just start from scratch, like all of you could do. Just in between, for you to enable these functionalities, you have to indicate in your Google Admin Console chat as preferred. So chat is phasing out from Hangouts to chat. So by the end of the year, normally you will all working with chat, and then you'll have by default the interface. If you're still using Hangouts, make sure that chat is set as preferred in the admin console, so you can already benefit from these advantages. So let's start with a short example. I'll create a new room. So that's something you can do as well. So for example, online event Google Workspace. I will enter my colleague Charlotte in this group as well. Voila, just leave it with the two of us, and I'll create the room. So this interface is only available when using chat rooms in Gmail, so not yet in the chat interface itself. So only when you make use of the integrated Gmail experience. So I now have a chat group with Charlotte. I can write a first message. Hi, welcome. Via this channel, we can communicate on the event topics. So that's an easy way for me to communicate with Charlotte. Voilà, she's already replying. So with chat, you can indeed express yourself easily with different emotions, just like you can on your smartphones already. And you have by default functionalities available to upload a file that might be stored on your computer still, or to add a file that is currently in your drive. So let's quickly do this. Have a look at my recent files. And then I can insert the event presentation that we created. Voila. You can choose that it's automatically shared with everyone available in the room. Charlotte can have edit access, of course. Voila. So now the file is shared within this chat. And it's very easy to still have an overview of all files that you ever have shared, because on top you'll see a second tab naming files. So every file that is shared within this room will be listed here. You can see who posted it, when it was posted, and you can even go back to the original message. So this is fairly easy to share documents in your team. New documents, plannings, proposals, etc. all can be shared within this one room, and even tasks can be assigned. So this is what I love most, delegating tasks. So I can now ask Charlotte, for example, to schedule event for Q4 updates in January already, 2021. Voila, so I can add a timing. So in order to be right on time, let's ask her to do this 1st December. And as she's part of the group, I can assign this task to her. So when I add this as an assignment, this is automatically created as a new message in the channel. So Charlotte, voila, is made aware, and it's tagged to her that she needs to do this specific task. So that's a very easy way using chat rooms in the Gmail web interface. You have two additional functionalities: the files tab that give an overview of all the documents, and the tasks to assign tasks within your group. What you should know is that, of course, by using the add-on panel, these tasks are listed in your personal task application as well. So whenever I create this for Charlotte, it's part of her task list by default as well. So completely integrated, possible for different projects, for different topics. So that's an easy way to keep track of documents and to keep track of tasks within your team, of course. And as you can see here, she already liked the task. So voila, that's for the next online event to make sure every preparation is done. Now, additionally, from this chat, you can as well start directly a meeting. So this is what I mentioned, or what I was trying to achieve when saying one-click approach to start a meeting. So even if this is a project chat with our 5 members, for example, I can just click on the video meeting icon, send the message, and then all of us can directly join and have a quick video call or a quick sync on this project just by one touch. I have the Google Meet in my chat room. So let's go back now to presentation. I've touched upon some details. Now, of course, all of these functionalities are available from your mobile phone as well. So if you have the Gmail application installed on your iOS phone or on your Android phone, the experience is the same. So your Gmail will have now 4 different tabs all below, indicating the chats, directly the rooms in a separate tab, and the Meet as well. So even from your mobile phone, you can now join an existing meeting, schedule a new one, or just click one button, so one touch approach again, to start a new meeting via your smartphone, even to create a new room, a new chat. Of course, the Gmail functionalities were already there, so that all remains available on your smartphone as well. Now, there was a new update a couple of days ago, not related to Q3 therefore anymore, but something I have to mention in this update of the new Google Workspace functionalities. So that's what I want to discuss quickly. All of what I've just shown is going to evolve. So Google announced a new brand and new features. So it will no longer be G Suite anymore. So we say bye-bye to G Suite and we welcome Google Workspace, which is the goal of Google to even further integrate all your applications into one screen, so you don't lose time anymore by switching tabs. You have all what you need for collaboration and communication right from one interface, from your Gmail interface. So let's quickly highlight the 3 important updates that I think I should mention in this section. And then we go back to the updates of Q3 because we still have some important ones to cover as well. So quickly giving you a sneak peek about those new functionalities only coming in the new Google Workspace. So they're not available. They will only be rolled out in the coming weeks. So the first one is that you will be able to create a document right from your chat. So what I just showed you already is that it's easily to update or to upload a file from your computer or from your Google Drive. But as you see on this animated video, you will be able to create a new document as well, which is very important because not always the file already exists. If you're collaborating in the chat, you could say quickly, voila, create a new proposal and collaborate on the document together. What you see on the animation as well is that Google will provide in chat the option to display the document. So the document won't anymore open in a second tab, but as you see right here, it will open just right next to your chat. So you can even continue using the chat and then already type or modify the document if needed. So the in-window opening of your documents, even for slides and for sheets as well. So that's fairly easy and more integrating all the tools you need into one view. A next feature that will be released regarding the Google Workspace update is that once within those documents, you could use @ mentions. So this means I can type @ and then look for my colleague's name, and this will tag the user. So I don't have to do this manually with a comment anymore, just like you can do within your Gmail using the @ icon to add people to your senders. You can use the same functionality in your documents now to assign tasks or to make sure whoever should be contacted. And this makes sure that, like you see in the video, that an animation or a smart chip will be available with contact details. So this smart chip will not only work with your contacts, but as well with links. So links to external websites, to your documents. So what is displayed here is that the smart chip provides you an in-window view of your presentation. So you don't have to open again in a second tab the presentation, but you can quickly have a look at the slides right from the document to make sure, okay, is this what I need or is this what I'm looking for? And that's fairly easy. So again, another functionality in order for you to have as less steps as needed and working with in-window previews as much as possible. So this is really functionality I'm looking forward to, as we often link the different editors together. For example, a chart in a presentation or in a document. So it's easy that you have an in-window view of the file itself. Now, the last one, which is very, very nice, is the Meet picture-in-picture. So what will be possible is that when you are in a meeting, from any screen that you're working in, you will be able to share the specific tab to your meeting and have still a view on your participants. Because as what I'm doing right now, I'm actually talking to my screen. As I'm sharing my screen with you, I can't see the other participants in the Meet or in this webinar anymore. So this is a really huge update where you will still have a view or a feeling with whoever is in your meeting via the small screen. You can even move it around to where it suits you best so that you don't lose the connection with your audience, but that you remain to have a feeling, or you can still see from the users or from the participants expressions whether they like or dislike what you're showing. So this is something I'm very, very much looking forward to. But not to forget, if you would like to be updated more in detail about Google Workspace, we do have a online event planned dedicated to have a complete overview of all the updates. So it's will be presented by Jeremy Bonval, and it's scheduled for next Thursday already. So you can find all the information on our websites using the little tab webinars. So here we will cover the differences, the features, what is changing for existing and for new customers. So that's a dedicated session if you want to be updated on more information about Google Workspace. So that recaps for me the Workspace functionalities. Let's go back to some additional functionalities that were released in Q3 or are still being released or rolled out. So the biggest one that was, according to Google Meet, is the fact that you can now blur your background. So in whatever room you're working, especially now with COVID times, you're often working more and more from home, but not everyone has a nice white background, for example. So you can easily you can easily blur your background. So as you can see on the image, that all of whatever is on your background is a little bit more blurred, more vague, so you don't see all of the details anymore. It's still being rolled out. It should be available for all of you at the end of the day, so end of business. But unfortunately, I don't have it myself yet, so I can't show you. So therefore, I put some nice plans in the back of my video. So it's all making sure that my space is very clear for all of you. So this I won't have to do, hopefully not anymore next week, where I can use this functionality to blur my background. Now, in relation to Meet, we have an update to chat as well, and that will be rolled out as of today, but it was announced in September already. The fact that you will see read receipts in chats, because that's still something we were missing. Whenever you were chatting with a colleague or in a group, you weren't sure whether everybody saw the message or not. You had already the little icon, so the little bullet indicating that the user is away, is free, is busy, depending on your meeting invites. But now you will see, just like actually the LinkedIn, the Facebook, like any other social media read receipt, you will see the little icon of the user whenever he has read your message. So that's very much more efficient to know, yes, my colleague has seen the message or is updated or aware of whatever we communicated together. So that's being rolled out as of today. I quickly checked. I don't have it enabled yet. So looking forward to have this available as well. Then moving on to the editors, and especially first Google Drive, there have been announced 2 major updates in Google Drive, of which the first one is finally visitor sharing. So what this does is it enables you and your employees to share in a secured way documents with users who do not have a Google account. So at this moment, or before, it was already possible to share documents when outside domain sharing was enabled with all colleagues, employees, external parties, but they should have a Google account already. So as of, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Google started rolling out the functionality that you can now as well share with users having a telecoms provider account or an additional tool like Gmail, but then Outlook or Yahoo available. Once they have just an email account, you can now share with whoever you want. The goal is, or the secured part of the visitor sharing is that the recipient will, when opening, be asked to validate himself and will therefore receive a validation code on his email account again. So it's a more secure way. You know exactly who is accessing your document. And for the end user, it's fairly simple. They just receive a second email with a code. This they should insert in the little box that you see on the screen, and then they are granted access. And it's easier for you then afterwards to still control the access, because you will see the specific email address indicated when you share a file, and you could remove access or grant more permissions when needed. So this is very important. Your colleagues or your external parties where you're working with shouldn't have anymore a Google account, but you can use the visitor sharing to share securely from your Google Drive. And next to that functionality, that's great to share external as well, but it might still be necessary that you need to share multiple files, so that you do not want to share your complete shared drive, for example. And that has been released 3 weeks ago. So you can all, as of 3 weeks ago, share a subfolder only in your shared drive. So before a shared drive, you would need access to the root. So all of the same access for everybody. Now you can also indicate, for example, here on the image, that a subfolder Southeast is shared externally with a specific partner or with someone external. So if I would quickly, for example, go to my drive, I have a folder or a shared drive specifically for the customer success services. We have 2 pillars in our team. So we have the GCP and the workplace. So the workplace, this is what I want to share with all of my colleagues in the workplace. And the GCP is what I want to share with all of the others. So I can now indicate that Michael, for example, and Tobias, who are part of my workplace team, they can receive Content Manager access to this file specifically. So as you can see, you can no longer grant manager permissions, or I can only say, okay, guys, you can have a look at those files, but not edit them together with me, and just hit the send button. So that's an easier way to make sure, or to grant access to files and folders, and not having to do this individually, but to share one specific folder with your colleagues or externals that you're working with. A last update that was released in Q3 is actually Google admin related. But as I'm not yet that technical, we do have created a dedicated online event. So there have been released a couple of nice functionalities or features for Windows 10 device management. So before it wasn't able to manage all of the functionalities on your Windows devices. So what is newly released is that there is a new API available, still in beta. So you do have to sign up for this functionality. But in September, it was released that you can push far more easily now device updates and settings from your Google admin. And you can also have a look on all the apps that are installed on your managed Windows 10 devices. So you can clearly have a view which user is using which device. if you need, you can push updates and settings far more easily, and you can still have an overview on all the applications that they are using on their device. And a fourth option is that Google Groups, so dynamic groups, is in beta as well. So with this functionality, you could even leverage even more easier by group assignment all of the previous listed updates regarding to Windows 10 device management. So again, here, Brecht is our technical lead. There is an event scheduled within 2 weeks. He will completely explain you all the details and how to work and use with the settings. As I'm not that technical yet, I will still attend the event myself to learn a little bit more about Windows device management. So these for me have been the most important updates from the last quarter. So I think for the first session, I'm right on time. Still have a couple of minutes left. So let's move to the Q&A section now. So please feel free to use the chat and ask any question that you might have in regards to the updates that you saw presented in this session, or or information and questions that you might have on the events. So please use the chat for this functionality, and then we can reply to your questions sent via the chat that you see normally on the right side of this video. Let's wait for your questions. Okay, I just received an update from Charlotte that there might be a chat issue, or that it's not available. So if you have any questions in related to the updates that we just presented you in this session, please use our social communication channels, or contact us via our website if you might have questions. You can even comment on our YouTube channel, which I'm responding to as well. So don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions about this online event. As it's the first time, we do have some tasks now for the second one, so to make sure the chat will be enabled. So thank you very much for attending this first pilot event for updating our customers on the updates of the third quarter. I'm very much looking forward to the next session, which is scheduled beginning of January, if I remember correctly, on the 8th. So please block this already in your agenda, and we'll meet soon. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.